Hello, you have reached out and said you're at stage one of your healing journey. So you're relying on medications or creams or avoidance and haven't started exploring holistic approaches yet. So if I haven't met you before, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Dr. Melissa Raymond. I'm an eczema and allergy coach, and I work with both parents with kids with eczema, allergies, and asthma, as well as adults going through the same conditions to really clear out what the root causes are for their conditions so that they can really live more symptom-free long term. So, stage one, what we have here is that just a very quick, brief understanding so that we're on the same page. Eczema, allergies, and asthma are all symptoms that the body is in a chronic state of inflammation. And when we are in a state of inflammation, we can then start to produce symptoms. That's our body's way of saying, hey, I need help, and trying to deal with the problem itself. Now, if we're going down the medication route, usually that route is to suppress the symptoms, but it doesn't actually stop the inflammation underneath. So the inflammation is still going on in the body. It's just that we can't actually see the symptoms, as it were. And so that's why those approaches, can be really, really helpful in the moment. And I'm not saying don't take medications, because they absolutely have a time and a place, but you're probably in this Facebook community because you're looking for answers and you're looking for longer term healing solutions. So here I've got a bucket here, which is our inflammation bucket, the bucket of the capacity that we have in our body, or our kids have in their bodies, to be able to hold inflammation and process inflammation. It's a very simple idea of the picture, but I want to show you that there are lots of things that can contribute to inflammation in the body and therefore symptoms. And if your child or you are having symptoms of eczema, then that's your body's way of trying to, process it. So you're more like predisposed to having a skin presentation. And our skin is the largest detox organ in the body. So we're actually, the body's trying to get rid of stuff. It's saying, hey, I need help. And same with asthma, we're more predisposed to having lung presentation, and same with allergies, but they all are connected. It's called the allergy march: eczema, allergies, and asthma. We know that there are gut health issues in these three conditions. They're all linked, and we can treat them very much the same way to get long-term improvements. So inflammation bucket, we all have different capacities and that can fluctuate day to day, which is why symptoms can fluctuate. And it's also why sometimes if we're working on gut health or we're, making a few tweaks, nothing really seems to stick, right? The symptoms still keep coming back. So what contributes to this inflammation in our body? We've got sleep or poor sleep, which you may be experiencing at the moment. We've got what we're eating, food, hydration, if the quality of water that we're drinking, as well as other drinks. So alcohol, I know if you've got kids, they're not drinking alcohol, but alcohol absolutely has an inflammatory effect on the body. And gut health is a bit of a cycle, because if you've got good gut health, the inflammation will come down. But if you've got impaired gut health, which is what the research shows with eczema, allergies, and asthma, then that will be a continual and inflammatory process as well. So a really key place to start for stage one. Our environment has a big impact on our inflammation in our body too. So any chemicals, radiation, modems, baby monitors in the room, modems in the room, please remove them while sleeping. They do contribute to impaired gut health, but also inflammation in the body. Psychology, our mental health is very much linked to our gut health, but also what are we consuming, or what are our kids consuming visually? What are they watching? What are they listening to? And the same with us as well. Are we listening to things that are always, or watching things that are always really fear-based marketing or fear-based news? That can really impact on our gut health and inflammation in the body. Exercise, whether or not we exercise, that has a big impact on inflammation as well. And that can really help with exercise, can really help with detoxification too, which helps to reduce the stuff that's in our inflammation bucket. Genetics has a part to play in this as well, but it is not the only picture. So I don't want you to get hung up on genetics, because it's only a small part. all of these other things have a much bigger role to play in eczema, allergies, and asthma, which is why we can do something about it and we can start to reverse symptoms. Stress plays a really big piece of the puzzle here. And so what I'm talking about is here, this background level of stress that just always sits in the bucket. So the food we eat, the sleep, the exercise, that can fluctuate day to day, right? But if we've got this chronic level of stress in the background in our bodies, that's for us as parents as well as our kids, then that will just increase the inflammation in our body. What happens when this bucket gets full? We start to produce symptoms, right? So there are lots of things that we can do. But for stage 1, if you haven't really explored any other options other than the standard typical medical route, then here I would look at doing a food audit. So have a look at, in the sort of 24, 48-hour period, what your child or what you are eating and drinking. That includes water, that includes soft drinks, including alcohol if you're an adult. So what are we consuming? And just give me a little picture of what meal times are like. Are they really hectic and frantic? Are we always eating on the run? Are we sitting down at a meal and it's nice and peaceful and quiet? So because that will also have an impact on digestion. And I do cover a lot of this or all of this in the Nourish and Heal bundle, which you can have access to as well if that's something that you wanted to do. So all of these things here, we have some strategies, really simple, quick strategies to address all of these things. So here I would start at doing a food audit for stage 1, have an idea of what meal times are like. And then the second thing would be to start to look at gut health. Okay, so we can move from have a look at what I do with my one-on-one clients is have a look at their food diary and then tweak for gut health. Now, what I'm talking about is not removing foods from the diet, because I think that can be really stressful as a parent who has gone through removal and very severe elimination diets. I do not recommend that. They can be more harm than good. But having a look at the overall picture, is it mostly processed foods? Is it mostly foods containing lots of food additives, which will impact negatively on gut health? Or are we looking at more whole foods and fruits and vegetables and lots of unprocessed foods in their natural form? And so here I would start to look at gut health in adding things into the diet by thinking about what is the thing that's closest to nature, the least processed food. So starting at looking at including lots of different colors of the rainbow in what our children are eating or what we are eating. And that might be just one extra different vegetable this week, if otherwise that sounds too overwhelming for you. I do have more details in the Nourish and Heal bundle if you wanted access to that, including recipes, different things of what to eat to really improve gut health. We know that gut health is impaired in people with eczema, allergies, and asthma. Same goes for kids. And then the other thing that I would look at here is stress. So just quickly, we are eggs in our mother's ovaries when she's a fetus in our maternal grandmother's belly when she's pregnant. Okay, so when our maternal grandmother is pregnant with our mum, we are present as half present as an egg. Okay, so any stress or trauma that happened to our maternal grandmother way back then will have an effect on us. Okay, so that stress can be stored in our bodies from those generations ago. Okay, and that's how generational trauma can be passed on, or generational stress can be passed on. There's lots of research along this as well. And that's why maybe you're thinking, my little one's not stressed, like they're 2 months old or they're 4 weeks old. How can they be stressed? But that background level of stress can already be sitting there in their body. And so that can be filling up their inflammatory bucket when it doesn't need to be. So that's what I do with my clients in my one-on-one programs, with dealing with this particular stress, because it can take out a big chunk in the inflammatory bucket and just open up more space so that you're not getting those symptoms all the time. So if that's something that you're interested in, please reach out. But starting with stress, I'm going to also link to you a little video on a little very simple technique on how to reduce stress in yourself. as a parent or as an adult with one of these conditions, so that we can target this stress a little bit. And then we can have a look at food and improving gut health. And when we even do these two things, everything else can start to shift, okay? So sleep can improve, our mental health can improve, and we can start to come from a place of, okay, I'm feeling a bit less stressed. I'm feeling like I can make more tweaks to my child's diet or to my own diet, or maybe I'm feeling like I could get up and exercise and move my body and support my detoxification systems in my body. So hopefully that is helpful for you. If you want further details about the Nourish and Heal bundle, which is sort of 3 to 5 minute videos for how to improve each of these areas, it's just how to do it. It's not a whole lot of background information. It's just, this is going to help your body. This is going to help reduce the inflammation in the bucket, and therefore this is going to reduce those symptoms and flare-ups. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and otherwise I look forward to seeing you in the Facebook group. That's it for me, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.